So, how's it going? I got this little microphone here just because, I don't know, I guess it makes me feel good. But anyway, I am going to teach you some basic guitar chords. That's going to be one of the very first things that you're going to learn. And normally in your first lesson, that's one of the very first things I love to do is just to say, hey, here's some chords. And the best thing for you to do is just to start trying to work through those. Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen when you get chords is you're going to get a piece of paper that kind of looks like this. Okay, or if you've ever seen them in books or anything like that. And what you're going to notice is that you have 6 strings, okay, and then you're going to have these little dots, all right? And what you're seeing is these are the 6 strings. If you kind of look at my guitar, you'll kind of see it together. Okay, so like this string right here is the one that's on the far left, and this one right here is the next one, the next one, the next one. They kind of match. So what you're actually seeing is like a picture of the top 3 frets of the guitar. Okay, so again, if you can see it, that's what I'm doing. I'm matching it. I've got the 6 lines and then that are going down, and then I've got the 6 lines going across, or the 3 lines going across. 6 down, 3 across, okay? So that's how you're going to read this chart, all right? Now, the next thing that you're going to see is you're going to see these little dots on here. Okay, anytime you get a chord chart anywhere in a chord book or you see it online, it's going to have these little dots and it's going to look like that. All that's telling you is which finger that you're going to put on which string, and that's it. It's that simple. Okay, so really it's kind of a game of mix and match, all right, or match the picture. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you how to play a G. Okay, so if you really wanted to look at this, you could probably take a screenshot of this, okay, and then you would be able to see what I just had there and you could match it. Or you could also just watch my hands, because I'm going to do that as well. So what I'm going to do first when I play G, and this is what I like to do, I like to go to the 3rd fret. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So here's my 3rd fret. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, it's easier for me, and you'll see different kinds of Gs in different books. The G that I like you to learn, you use both your pinky and your ring finger. And the reason I like you to do that, one, is because your ring finger is actually like the weakest finger, even though it's very important. It's kind of the hardest one to learn how to control. So I want you to use, and your pinky's a little bit difficult too. So I want you to kind of start using those fingers, okay, right off the bat. So what you're going to do is we're going to go to the 3rd fret, again, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go to these bottom 2 thinnest strings, okay? And that would be the E and the B. And I'm going to put my 2 fingers right here. Then I'm going to reach up on the same fret. I'm still on the 3rd fret, if you notice, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put 2 right here. And that's going to be on the very top string. And then what you're going to notice is you're going to see on the string right next to that, 1, 2, 2nd fret, 2nd string from the top is going to be your 2 finger. And that is your G. Then you're going to hold your pick, and you're going to play it. All right? So I'm going to show it to you again. Fret 3, 1, 2, 3. These 2, 1, 2. There's your G. All right? So you're playing a G chord. Okay, a couple of things that I forgot to mention a little bit earlier. One, when you're playing it first, your chords are probably going to sound a little silly. One, because your hands are not tough enough yet. You kind of got to build up a little bit of calluses on your fingers. And 2, the other thing that's going to happen is you're going to have to figure out exactly kind of what that touch is, and you're going to have to move your hands around. I generally like to get my fingers about in the middle of the fret when I'm playing them, so that they have a real clear tone. But it does take practice to get it just right, okay? The other thing I wanted to point out, especially if you've ever played piano before, is that the fingerings on the hand kind of go with how a lot of people count. Some people count differently, but I generally naturally count this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some people will count a little differently. On piano, a lot of times, your thumb is your 1 or your 5. Okay, so if you've ever played a different instrument, this is what the fingering is for the guitar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that's your G. Then we're going to move to a D chord. 1, 2. We're going to go to the 2nd fret. We're going to go to the very bottom string with our 2nd finger, and it's going to go right in the middle. Then we're going to go to the next string above that, and then we're going to go to the next string above that, and that's kind of like the first thickest string. That's going to be the 3rd string on the 2nd fret. Then we're going to put our 3rd finger, which is our ring finger. We're going to do that on the 3rd fret, and it is going to be on the 2nd string from the bottom. And it kind of makes like a little triangle. That's how I always used to like to think about it. All right? And when we play that, we're going to try to play like the bottom 5 strings, not the top one, unless you add your thumb later, which I'll explain on another video. But right now, we're just going to do that. Okay? That's your D chord. Okay, next chord we're going to learn is E minor. All right, this actually was the very first chord I was able to play because of all the things I had said earlier. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 1 and 2. Okay, 1 and 2. You're going to go to the 2nd fret, 1, 2. You're going to go 2nd string from the top, and your 1 finger is going to go there, and then your 2 finger is going to go right underneath it. So you got 1, 2. All right, and then the rest are going to be open. So you're basically going 1, 2, and you're going to play E minor. All right, then the next one, C chord. All right, out of these first chords, this one is kind of the nemesis. This one kind of gives people some trouble, but I'm going to go over it anyway, okay, because your hand has to stretch a little bit. I like you to use this one because it stretches your hand out. So what you're going to do is you're going to go, you got your bottom string right here, you're going to go on the very first fret, right next to the top, and then you're going to go to the 2nd string from the bottom, not the bottom, 2nd string. Then you're going to stretch your hand out, you're going to go to the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and you're going to skip that, and then you're going to go to the 3rd string from the top. It's actually the 2nd thick string that it's kind of right in the middle, 3rd string from the top or 4th string from the bottom. You're going to put your 2 there. Then you're going to go to your 2nd string from the top on the 3rd fret, and you're going to put your 3rd finger right there. Okay, and so if you notice, you got this little cross right here. 1st fret, 2nd string from the bottom, 2nd fret, 4th string from the bottom, or 3rd from the top. 3rd fret, 2nd string from the top, or 5th from the bottom. And that is your C chord. You got to kind of stretch your hand out and get used to it being stretched. If you also notice here too, you'll notice that my fingers are kind of bent like this. See how they're kind of bent straight on like that? It's going to hurt a little bit when you first play, but you kind of want your fingers to be bent straight on like that. Okay, it's going to give you a lot more sound, and it's going to give you a lot more control over time. So those are your first chords. I'm going to play them in order. G, D, E minor, C. Good luck.